and welcome to Onesies, a podcast of one season, Wonders and Blunders. My name's Andrew,
My name is Emily.
and Andrew is taking advantage of Emily being the one who edits the podcast. Um, we are back with talking about 2016's Crashing, Phoebe Waller-Bridge show. We're on episode 3, very descriptively entitled episode 3, though it could be called Curry Night. I believe Emily would like to put some accent on how we pronounce that for the episode, or at least how she pronounces it for the episode. Would you care to you've been
I don't
practicing all morning? Would you
I
I've just been getting audio clips of you practicing.
No, you haven't.
No, I haven't.
I'm Midwestern, so I don't think that there's anything particularly about the phrase curry night that could be Midwesternized. Upper Midwest is different than like other places in the Midwest. Minnesota, Michigan, Northern Illinois. Well, Chicago's distinct, but
You're saying
curry
that there
night,
are.
curry night.
Oh, okay, we're doing Fargo. I thought you were gonna go.
Ooh,
You were gonna
no,
say.
I'm doing Michigan. I'm not
I,
very good at it.
I hate to tell you that Michigan and Fargo are just 2 steps away. They're just 2 steps away.
The accent, though, is not. My husband likes to think that this is great. This is a great story. My husband thinks that I used to actually speak with a Midwestern accent and that I've trained myself out of it. I never remember that ever happening. Ever. I never remember. I distinctly remember making the decision to say soda rather than pop at some point. I think I was in college, but I never remember like losing my accent.
Wow,
Anyway.
interesting. Very interesting. Does he think that he was present for this, or does he think this? Oh, so he thinks it was some secretive thing you did
He
to
thinks that
trap men so they wouldn't know you were from Michigan.
not necessarily to trap men, but just to maybe give my voice a
Okay,
little
but I mean,
I don't know.
Michigan does not have one of the harsher. I mean, you can nod like
It
that.
can. It
It
can.
can. It can. Whereas, Ohio, let's say, does not really have anything
No.
going for it at all, except maybe some architecture from the 30s. And otherwise, we could just neutron bomb it after we get out the marginalized people. Okay. So we were talking
Sorry.
about the show called Crashing.
Yes, sorry.
It is about, well, this episode, I think, is actually just about the cringiest they could get and most uncomfortable,
Yeah.
and then just keep upping it while doing, like, it's actually like they're torturing the characters while doing character development. It is delightful. It is uncomfortable at times, and you do not like certain characters unexpectedly, in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
We can talk about
Yeah.
that and see if you know who I'm talking about. But
Yeah.
the episode begins. Emily, did you want to just do your thing? You had the whole thing planned. You're
I
not
did?
going to do it. Okay. So the episode plans with everyone sitting around the table. Anthony is going to make a multi-course curry dinner. Now, if you don't know British people of the white persuasion, they are very proud of their cuisine, and they include in that curry. In fact, they sometimes only say curry, not seeming to realize where they got that from.
They do. They know. It is like is it tikka masala or something that is like the quintessential, it's like the favorite dish of, I don't know if it's England or the larger United Kingdom.
But yes, so they're having a big curry night. We get throughout the episode, we'll get shots of the curry preparing. We find out that this has been a 3-day preparation of Anthony's, so we are not immediately following last episode. We are in some, indistinguishable time forward. Fred has a gentleman friend who is amazing, but there is even more on that, and there will be spoilers with that, which is, hopes and dreams, folks, hopes and dreams. But we open with Phoebe Waller-Bridge doing
She's
a
doing some
voice.
accent work.
Doing some accent work. Kate, our de facto villain of the series, pinning that, is like, I don't think that's appropriate. I think that's racist. To which
Yeah.
everybody around the table says, no, it's not. It's 2016. It's totally fine. It's not the 1980s. We could make fun of Indian people.
I loved that
What?
came out of the mouth of a 50-year-old white man. Like,
What
I loved
the
that.
fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck? We do not need to see Colin's page on the woke. I'm just saying.
No.
I don't want to know how Colin voted on Brexit. I hope Melody has a better influence on him. Fred, who appears to be of South Asian descent.
Yeah.
He even does a voice making fun of it. And they're just like, no, it's fine. It's all good. So then they're eating. They're just enjoying a moment, sampling the curry.
We missed Fred's big entrance where, because Fred has a gentleman caller coming to this dinner party, Sam, is that his name, has given him a makeover, and his hair is well coiffed. He's wearing these bright colors. One might say garish, but at least he doesn't have frosted tips. But he looks amazing. He looks incredible. He looks very happy, and it's wonderful.
It is. He is coming into his own. It is lovely.
Yes.
Especially since, and I don't know if we mentioned this last episode, but we found out last episode that he threw over his big work presentation for Sam.
Yes.
So, and Sam found that out at the end of the day too. But anyway, So here, but no, he's hoping that his gentleman friend's going to come over, but the guy's not there yet, which is good because then Kate does an accent.
So this is compiling what she's the whole time. She's like, this is terrible. This is awful. They're going around. They're all doing their work. And this is like cringe, like straight out of The Office, the British Office. She starts doing the accent, and it's loud and it's bad. I mean, the accent is bad, but it's also, the intentions are not great. And everybody in the room is just sort of like mortified by what she's doing.
Yes.
And it's really interesting because nobody seemed to care when anybody else did it. But I think I don't know. Maybe because she was bitter and resentful that they were doing it, she went over the top, right? To make the point that this is racist and not good. And also throughout all of this, there's a ton of sexual innuendo just being thrown back and forth across the room. So you've got tension between Lulu and Sam, between Sam and Fred and Sam, and Anthony and Lulu. The only person who doesn't have really the sexual tension is Kate with anybody at this point.
Yes, at this point.
So that's really key because it comes back later that everybody just talks about sex all the time.
Yes, including getting is the bit where they're trying to get Kate to use a 4-letter word for female anatomy before even the accent bit. Like they're doing it.
Cunt. I can say that.
Yep. Like this. Yep. Okay, cool. Anyway, moving on. What do you think the episode title is going to be?
Just cunt 3 times? You can't say that, though. People will get mad at you. Andrew does the episode descriptions.
Do.
Everybody. So if you're offended by anything,
run it through ChatGPT and have it edit out the offending elements. Okay. But we then have, so Kate is uncomfortable by all the sex talk. It does not go well when she tries to participate. Anthony, there's a lot of booze going around, pinning that to maybe, but I feel like that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
And so after the first serving of curry, that Lulu breaks out the ukulele and says, "We're going to sing about stuff." I think, does the boyfriend arrive around here? Fred's fella?
No, he
No.
comes in like he
Okay,
comes in
so
after the conversation
okay,
about Kate's ability to enjoy sex with Anthony.
Anthony. Yes. So they sang a song about what's the first song even?
Ukulele event, she pulls out her ukulele and she sings a song about curry
Yes.
and how she enjoyed it, how it was delicious. And she was glad that she enjoyed it because Kate had told everybody to pretend that they liked it
Yes.
to save Anthony's feelings.
Yes. I cannot think of a more unpleasant dinner party than multi-course bad curry.
I love Indian food. It
Yep.
does not agree with me.
Well, it doesn't agree with me, but also, can you imagine if it was poorly made?
Yeah.
So you would then have all of that, plus it tastes like chalk, and you'd be on the can for 3 days.
Yeah.
It's a rough follow up. Next episode, episode 4, is called The Shits. Okay, I can say that, Emily. I can say
it's
that.
it's another bottle episode, except every cast member is just on the shitter the whole time.
They would have a long line because it's a hospital, so they would have a public restroom that we could actually have an
Oh,
episode where they are
oh,
just shitting.
gross.
One
It'd be
way down. Are
like
you
Ally
eating lunch
McBeal.
right now? I didn't know that was an
I
episode. Do they
I'm
talk
eating
a lot
a
about food?
donut.
Nice.
No, they have a gender neutral
Oh,
bathrooms.
that's right. It was 1997, and that was enough to almost get them crucified.
Yeah.
Okay, so and why? Because you can't have a gender neutral bathroom because it's going to encourage men to rape women. It's their fault because they might be shitting, and that might just be too sexy for a man. Pick the bear. Okay, moving on. So they sing, they're gonna pass it around. Anthony gets upset about the comment about the curry and how she was supposed to hold his feelings. I think they go talk. Do they go talk in the kitchen?
I
And
don't
then
remember.
they walk back in, and Lulu's singing, and Kate can't come. And Kate's like, "You
Yeah.
told her."
Yeah.
And so Anthony's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And Kate's like, so we then cut to a bathroom scene, actually, where Kate is upset. Lulu comes in and she's like, "I was saying that you couldn't come along to the movies tomorrow. That's
Right.
all I was saying. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Can you not actually orgasm?"
And
Which
then
Kate's
they
like,
have a conversation about how of course she can, she just never has with Anthony, which I I don't know. I mean, I understand it's a tense situation, but if you're already worried that this woman who's been friends with your husband for longer than you've known him, I wouldn't divulge personal information
a
like
lot of
that.
that. TMI. Also,
Yeah.
they've all been drinking. And we missed that.
Yeah.
That Lulu's pouring the drinks, and Kate's like, "Well, I have to work tomorrow."
Yeah.
And Lulu's like, "Fuck them, so do I." And she's like pouring more. And Kate's like, "You're our receptionist." And Lulu's like, "And your point?" Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
work doesn't love you back, Kate. Work
Yes.
doesn't love you back.
I don't know.
Um,
Sometimes it does.
who paid for your donut?
My coworker.
Wow. That's nice. Cool. Anyway, moving on. We then, so yes, they have this, they actually have a bonding moment about that. Now, I can't remember, there is a point where Sam or Anthony's going to pull Lulu aside. It might actually be here. And he's like, "Hey, I told you that in confidence." And then we're like, "Oh, so Anthony's lying to Kate about what he tells Lulu," which is
Bullshit.
bullshit
Yeah.
and very pick the bear type stuff. So we then he's like, and also you're being a desperate slut to Sam, and he's never gonna fuck you.
Yeah, so he turns into this real nasty guy. And this I think carries over to later where
Mhm.
talking about her drinking, where she sees that he sees that she's flirting with Sam, and he's just like, "You're trying to destroy my relationship. I'm going to make you feel like shit.
Yeah.
You look like a desperate whore trying to come onto this guy." And it's like, really? Because he seems to be enjoying it. And like, if this were real life and I witnessed the two of them doing what they were doing, I would be like, oh, they've already fucked.
Right. I mean, she's grinding. She's sitting on his lap and grinding. I
Yeah.
mean, they fucked and made Fred watch.
Yeah.
Like it's been very uncomfortable. Sam's been dangling in front of Fred, going, "I'm not gay. This isn't gay." And then,
Yeah.
Anyway, so then we at some point Sam's Fred's friend's going to come over at this. Will is going to be his name. Okay, so Will is going to sing Sam or Fred a song with the uke, and it's going to be amazing.
It was so cute.
There's then going to be, and then we're going to see that Will really does not, or Sam does not like this attention.
Right.
That Fred actually has someone who's interested in being a romantic partner to him, and not just a friend with emotional, like hostily emotional vampire tendencies. Like,
yeah,
it's not.
It's bad.
It's bad. Like Sam is acting codependent toward Fred while demeaning Fred at any similar, like, I don't know, affect. Anyway, so yes, Will is amazing. Love Will.
He's hot too. Sorry. He's really good looking. I think Sam probably sees that as an immediate threat, as the best looking. I'm using finger quotes to the audience. And I think everybody, like, he walks in the room and everyone's like, "Wait, you're with Fred? Like, what?" Because Fred is adorable, little, and dorky, right? He's kind of a dorky guy. Especially when we first meet him.
Yeah.
So it is a bit of a surprise that he bagged such a hunk.
So, at some point, and I'm now going to the Wikipedia description because I've forgotten the things that would be in between. But so that there's going to be, apparently, according to this, there's a scene where Anthony confronts Sam about Lulu. Yes, I remember this now. And this is where I just started getting very sick of Anthony.
Yeah.
Where he's like, "Look, I'm not interested in Lulu." And Sam's like, "Cool, because I'm going to fuck her tonight. It's going to be great. We've been hot all night. Time to fuck. We've been talking about this for a week. I've told Fred all about what I'm going to do. It's totally normal. That's what guy friends do." And then Anthony's like, "No, you still can't." And Sam's like, "But you just said you're not interested." And he's like, "Right, I'm not. But you still can't." And so we get this weird, vindictively possessive thing from Anthony where Sam is just like, "Whatever, dude." But then we've hit the point where Lulu is hammered off of her ass, and she's now going to make fun of Melody and Colin.
Yes.
Which everybody sort of immediately sees as super cruel. They have been projecting some sort of a sexual relationship between Colin and Melody. It then is revealed that no, he is her artist. I mean, when the implication of when she's like, "I want to paint you," the last few episodes, we've been assuming it's going to be George on the couch, right? Like it's going to be some absurdist nudity thing, right?
Yeah. But also it's playing into this stereotype of the sexy French woman, right?
And so we then they're gonna leave.
Melody, they're all Melody and Colin are both very offended.
Very upset. They're very upset.
Yeah.
And Lulu has just hit this point where she's super mean. they're like, you have drunk. She's like, where's the wine? And she's like, you've drank it all. Or she says something like, why don't you have some of your wine? Chill the fuck out. And they're like, well, you drank all of our wine. And it's like, hang on. They've been eating curry for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. We've seen at least 3 curry dishes come out. This might even be when the final dish comes out and becomes a terrible sight gag. Also, it sounds revolting. It's a fish curry. So, yuck. Fuck you, Britain. But I don't actually know if that's accurate. Sorry to the people of
I'm not a big
South
fish.
Asia. If you like cooking with gross ass fish too,
I'm not a big fish person myself,
Yeah,
but I would never try to offend somebody by saying it's gross. It's just not for me, Andrew. I'll just have to erase the part where I just gave the listeners your address to write the hate mail.
That's okay. We can leave in when I gave them your address to send you fish curry. Because that's gonna mail well. So anyway, moving on. Emily, by the way, everyone, microwaves fish in the work microwave.
Oh, no, I don't. That's
mail
rude.
order fish. Okay, spoiler alert. Emily and I did once work with someone who would microwave mail order fish in the work microwave, and it is as bad as that sounds, everybody. Okay, so but then yes, everybody attacks Lulu. We get a big blow up between Sam and then Lulu's like, leave me the fuck alone. Anthony can't even make Kate come. And then Kate's like, why did you? And then now we find out that Anthony didn't know that Kate had told Lulu the context of those things. So now there's that whole element to it. And then Will and Fred leave after Sam gets pissed at Fred for liking Will, because Will likes Fred back in the way that Fred is looking for affection,
right?
From a romantic relationship. So then Sam intentionally spills wine all over Fred and is like, fuck you, that's my shirt, take it off right now. So Will's like, this is weird, let's go, Fred. So then Anthony and Kate leave. The table just collapses at some point, apropos of nothing. Like, it is the culmination. This is Phoebe Waller-Bridge's classical training coming through, that the table is going to collapse to emphasize that the evening has become an unmitigated disaster.
Yeah.
She then ups the ante by slipping and falling in the curry.
That was so disgusting. It looked like she was wallowing in shit. It was so
wallowing
gross.
in shit, to when she then goes, Sam, fuck me, Sam. And Sam goes, I ate too much curry, I gotta go to bed.
Yeah.
So
she blew it because she was an asshole. Sam was an asshole, so he probably wasn't in the mood anyway.
Nope. We forgot the last thing she says to him before he goes to bed.
Which is,
you can call me Fred.
Oh, yeah. Again,
and he's just like, wait, what? And she's like, oh, it's fine. You can call me Fred. And he's just I don't want to, what? No.
She's very unlikable in general. It's like I'm reading a Jonathan Franzen novel. I don't like anybody. Nobody's redeemable.
About white people, Emily. It's about white people.
Yeah.
Just think about it. Most of the people in the corrections voted for Trump. Most of them. And 2 that you didn't think did. Talking about a book from many years ago that doesn't matter. And I don't even think they ever made it in. They never even got it to series, right? The pilot flopped. They did a big budget pilot with like Ewan McGregor and Jennifer Connelly, and it didn't get picked up.
Really?
Yeah. Anyway, which is just
good.
Yes. So
I like Ewan McGregor way too much.
I know you do. You're like, it was hot when he ran out on his wife and kids for Mary Elizabeth Winstead. We talked about it at length. Actually, sadly, I do like both of them. They still can act and shit like that. And, whatever. They clearly had a lot of chemistry on Fargo because they were fucking behind everybody's back. Moving on to more fucking, actually. we find out
Yes.
what gives Kate the big O, and it is Anthony
Men
weeping,
crying.
men crying,
Yay.
male tears get her off.
That is incredible. I felt bad, but I was also like, I don't really like Anthony that
No, it's
much.
just like if this is your life, dude, it's not like you don't have it coming. I mean, like, you got it coming. Kate should probably find somebody who's a better partner in many ways and enjoys a little bit of humiliation play. But Anthony, if you're going to be unhappy and this is your life,
And you're going to be secretly and absolutely in denial about being in love with your best friend, then she deserves much better.
yes. So, and the episode ends. And yes, so it's super cringe, super uncomfortable, but also it's like Ibsen meets Lady Seinfeld, Elaine from Seinfeld and No Men. Elaine's version of Sex in the City or something. Like it is very like I'm very sad that it didn't get it's like they could do a comeback series. I haven't seen enough Fleabag. I should just watch Fleabag, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, I don't just want to watch Andrew Scott fuck. That's not one of my things. Okay.
You will after watching
I
this.
I, I was just thinking the other day as I was
About Andrew
blocking.
Scott fucking?
No, though I I follow 93% women on social media. So yes, actually, I do have to think about Andrew Scott fucking probably twice a week because out of the blue, somebody who like previously only, posted their fucking, I don't know, horror themed cupcake foodie photos is all of a sudden like, does anybody else want to watch this clip of Andrew Scott fucking? Let's watch this clip. So that is actually that. But also, no,
Cool.
the other day as I was blocking men upset about bears, I realized that going from not meeting another person named Andrew or even Andy until I was in middle school and it was a camp counselor, I cannot stop seeing people named Andrew, and all of them fucking suck.
I was thinking about this in a different context the other day because
You were thinking about how much I suck and how it fits with all the other Andrews.
No. My husband calls you Andrew, and I'm shocked that he doesn't refer to you as Andy or something that I don't think he knows that if he were to call you Andy, it might ruffle your feathers a little bit.
I mean, probably it'd be weird, but it wouldn't ruffle my feathers.
Okay. But he called your cat Greg, and that made me laugh.
That's fucking hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. That's awesome.
He does not like animals with human names, and so every time I'm like, oh, I told him about Gregory, and he's like fuck Greg, and I was like, oh, but he calls him Greg, and it made me laugh really hard. But I have friends who go by other various forms of Andy, Andrew, Drew. I've got a Drew, and yeah, I think that tracks. They pretty much suck.
Yeah, it's great.
Sorry that you're in that company, but you don't suck. I mean, you
to some extent, I do.
There's everybody does a little bit.
I mean, you're a white woman who voted for Trump twice, so
I never voted for Trump. Yeah. I never did.
You have so much editing to do or not do.
We'll see.
We'll see. But I mean, what else were we going to talk about on Curry Night? So yeah, I mean, it's a bottle episode. I actually think you could watch this episode and then go back and watch the first two. It's not something where you'd be totally confused. The great example of that is if you missed the pilot to Friends in 1994, you just thought Ross was some other guy, one of the three guys trying to fuck Monica, or what was her name? Monica? Yeah. You just didn't, it was like they didn't mention them being brother and sister again until like episode 8. Yikes. And so like as it was getting reviewed on it in Entertainment Weekly, folks, dude was like, I didn't even know that was her. I thought that was just another dude. I didn't know that was her brother. That's weird. Like, I thought it was Monica and her three ex-boyfriends and shit. So, but this does not, this gives you all the context you need, except that Sam has told Fred that they're never going to fuck. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the only thing, because this plays more like, friends with benefits. Sam refused to get serious with a dude, and so Fred moved on.
Yeah. That does play like that. I just want everybody. Maybe it'll end with a big orgy.
Wow. Maybe it will. Maybe it will. And Anthony sits in the corner like a.
And Lulu and Kate will run away together. I've got all sorts of theories.
Okay.
I'm not married to any of them. I just like thinking about how the many ways that men can get screwed in this.
It can end with bears coming in and eating all of them. Oh my God, that happened in that libertarian town. There was some town somewhere that was like, we're going to run by pure libertarian values. And
Cool.
The joke is, like, within a year, grizzly bears were in the town hall eating things because, like, all the infrastructure had completely fallen apart because libertarianism's stupid and it's not real. I mean, it's real that it's not
sustaining. It's not sustainable.
It's not a actual workable form of.
Yeah.
Yes. So also, we just, on that note, we did not have any weird people in the background of this episode. It is very much closed down, shitty hospital. They're not working insane elsewhere. Just like ghosts in the foreground. Cool.
Great.
I mean, next episode for the shits.
Next week, episode for the shits. Another bottle episode where they're all just on the can the whole time. Looking forward to it. Andrew, I will see you in television land.
Television land, Emily.